Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A quick reminder of our top stories now. Army discovers shallow grave allegedly used to bury missing Army general in Plateau State as district head of community and 3 others linked to the incident report to the police. President Buhari calls on the United States and Europe to assist in the interbasin water transfer to recharge the Lake Chad Basin, says that crisis in region is fueling irregular migration. African Union Commission chairperson challenges Nigeria's political leaders to lead the way for good governance, security, and building of a strong and stable economy on the continent. A 56-year-old man arrested in Florida over U.S. mail bombing campaign targeting President Donald Trump's critics. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and in youtube.com/channels where you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an Eyewitness feature that you can use to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. Well, here are some pictures that you sent to our Eyewitness portal. Let's begin with this image from Onelga in Rivers State showing a flooded residence. Our Eyewitness reporter says that this is as a result of poor drainage systems and is calling on the state government to do something urgently about the drainages there. Next is this photo from a local government area in Imo State showing a dilapidated bridge. Our Eyewitness reporter says that the bridge connects the state to Abia State. He says that the condition of the bridge has hindered transportation of agricultural produce. Our Eyewitness reporter is calling on the state government to intervene as a matter of urgency. And our final image is from Kwara State University in Ilorin, the state capital, showing an eroded portion of this road. Our Eyewitness reporter laments the trouble commuters go through. He's calling on the government to fix it. We want to thank you sincerely for sending in these pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. Let's now get more perspectives about the challenges of Nigeria's political leaders to show leadership for the rest of Africa. And indeed, I'm now being joined on the News at 10 by a senior lecturer of the Department of International Relations from the Lagos State University, Dr. Dapo Thomas. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the News at 10.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You know, a lot of people have been really concerned about this situation because over the years we've heard the call for Nigeria to arise and lead the rest of the African continent. Why do you think that there are reasons why the country has not been able to rise up to this particular challenge that is coming upon it again?
Well, definitely there are attractions or possibly some temptations to say that we should rise to the challenge of leading the rest of Africa. And don't forget, in the 70s, especially during the time of General Gowon, we actually did lead Africa, you know, in terms of showing good governance, leadership, and everything. Unfortunately, we could not manage the leadership challenge very well. And that affected us at a time because we were too generous in terms of our, we are too generous towards some of the African states in a way. And this affected us economically. You see, taking up leadership challenge has its own challenges too. Because if you have to lead, then you have to spend. And at this particular time, even when we had the money, we didn't spend logically. We wasted. Because at the end of the day, when you look at how much we expended in the South African liberation struggle, you discover that it's so huge and overwhelming. Now, what did we get out of it today? Xenophobia. So now that the economy has dwindled, now that we are trying to rebuild our economy, is it the right time to say we want to take up another leadership challenge? Because every leadership challenge has its own challenges. We have to spend, that means you have to spend. You have to give aid, you have to help, humanitarian crisis, manage humanitarian crisis. Also, you have to take up certain security challenges regionally.
But in a nutshell,
Yes.
Are these expectations, are they misplaced?
Yes, they are misplaced. For now, the present scenarios or circumstances do not justify any need for this kind of attraction. Yes, it's attractive, but for what? Because at the domestic level, internally, have we been able to even sustain the level of development which we want to, transform outside or want to showcase outside? No. Now, this is the time to do some kind of policy of isolationism. We are not saying we should close our shop, but let us close our eyes to any leadership challenge for now, and then try to build our own system, try to build our own polity, build our own economy.
What will it take, though, my apologies, what will it take for Nigeria being perceived as the leader and the giant of Africa? What will it take to reverse all these problems that we've had, such that we're able to assume that position of leadership on the continent again?
There are other areas. By setting moral standards, this corruption crusade, those are enough. But to take up any economic leadership role in Africa is demanding. Yes, in terms of governance, yes, you can. So there are other areas where you can demonstrate the capacity for good governance, the capacity for leadership and everything. But to now say that you want to do some kind of Father Christmas policy again, I would not subscribe to that, because it's unfortunate if we go into that now. This was what got us into this present problem.
In the first place.
Yes, and I don't subscribe to it at all now.
I must thank you so much indeed, a senior lecturer of international relations from the Lagos State University, Dr. Dapo Thomas. Thank you so much indeed for talking to us here on the News at 10. The trial of suspected kidnap kingpin Chukwudumeme Wamadike, popularly known as Evans, continued today, with the suspect claiming that his confessional statement was involuntarily given after he was arrested. He told court presided over by the Justice Hakeem Ojodi that he was tortured before writing his statement. The court ordered his trial following Evans' denial that he made his statement in a conducive environment, as claimed by the police. Evans is standing trial alongside 5 others. The 6 were arraigned on August the 30th, 2017, on a 2-count charge bordering on conspiracy in kidnapping of the Chief Executive Officer of Maidon Pharmaceutical Limited, Donatus Dunu. They pleaded not guilty to the charges, though. The case has been adjourned till November the 23rd for continuation of trial. You're watching the News at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's flip over to our Abuja studios now, where Terry Kumi is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories. Terry.
Hello and welcome to Abuja. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced that by-elections to fill up declared vacancies in 3 constituencies in Bauchi, Katsina and Cross River states should be held latest Saturday, November the 17th. The INEC chairman told journalists that of the 14 activities scheduled to hold in the lead-up to the 2019 general elections, 3 have been implemented. These are publishing of the official notice for the elections, primaries for the nomination of candidates by political parties, and the submitting of forms CF002 and CF001, which contain the list of candidates and personal particulars of the winners of primaries for presidential and National Assembly elections. INEC says it has published these forms in the constituencies that candidates seek to represent.
Any person with reasonable ground to believe that any information on the form CF001 submitted by a candidate contains inaccurate or false claims is at liberty to file an action against such a candidate at the Federal High Court, the High Court of a state, or the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT. The Commission will also appreciate the assistance of citizens in identifying deceased persons on the register so that such names can be nulled from our records. It is also an opportunity to correct misspellings of personal details such as names, age, and gender. The Commission received declaration of vacancies that require us to conduct by-elections. Following the elections of 2 serving members of the House of Representatives as senators in by-elections conducted on 11th August 2018, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives has declared consequential vacancies in Toro Federal Constituency of Bauchi State and the Kankia Kusada Ingawa Federal Constituency in Katsina State. Similarly, the Cross River State House of Assembly has declared vacancy in Ikom 2 State Constituency following the death of the member representing the constituency. Consequently, the Commission will conduct by-elections in the 3 constituencies.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, today met with the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Abba Kyari, at the Presidential Villa. However, the INEC boss did not speak to reporters after the meeting. And in mainstream politics, the chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum and Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has reacted to the statement credited to the APC, describing himself and 2 other governors as bad losers during the primary elections. Speaking to Government House correspondents in Owerri, Governor Okorocha described the comment as diversionary and an avenue to shy away from the truth. He advised the national leadership of the party to quit the blame game and do the right thing under a democratic dispensation.
So how do you react to this? I think people are trying to change the narratives, to try to upturn the truth. They want to cover the truth and leave the main issue to discuss frivolities. The truth is, and the truth remains, that one gulag on a mission came here leading a committee, disappeared with result sheet by 4 a.m. on the day of the proposed election. And since the gulag committee disappeared, the National Working Committee of our party disbanded that gulag committee, despite the fact that the remaining 8 members stayed back and conducted the election led by one Henry, the Attorney General of Oshimole when he was a governor, and declared Uche Nwosu winner. Despite the fact that Uche Nwosu won the first election, the National Working Committee disbanded that committee and called for a fresh election. This is not seen to known by everybody. That's the truth.
When the news at 10 returns, Minister of Trade and Investment raises hope for the resolution of $10 billion dispute between telecoms giant MTN and the federal government. That's on Business News. Join us again.